Yeah, no, that's good. Let me know. Keep me posted. I get more rag. Uno momento, por favor. Can you hear me now? Let me know if you guys can hear me. We're working on a carburetor today. So we had a massive leak. So I was filming this car over here doing a video. It'll be up in a day or two, but it's not going to be complete. Can you hear me? I see somebody's chimed on there. Go ahead in the comments there. See, I can hear you. You coming in loud and clear. You're like booming. So let me know if you hear me. I'd appreciate that. Oh, they're gone. They didn't want to say if they heard me or not. Now I'm down to 0. So I don't know if you can hear me or not. So, hey, Blakely, can you hear me? I said I didn't put my microphones on, so I'm not sure if you can hear me. Go ahead and let me know. I'd appreciate that. That'd be huge. So, can you hear me, hear me? Yeah, I can hear you. All right, Blakely, thank you so much. So, kind of what we're doing here is carburetor. So, this 52 Chevy over here, I've been doing a video on it. Been carrying on for the last couple of days. I'm going to go ahead and post it. I finished it up here a little while ago because it's not running. That kind of goes to the, I can tell you at the end it's not running because it's running fuel out of this thing. It did bump over like it's going to start. So I think we're going to be good there. But so I figure I go live here while I'm just pulling the carburetor apart. I'm going to have to get a kit for it. And that way my video would be kind of way out. And so that's what we're doing. We're pulling the carburetor apart because it obviously has fuel in the tank. And obviously it going to start. So who would have ever guessed that these old carburetors and this old gas would actually start? So this is my fancy little snap-on screwdriver kit. Comes with the different ends. I love this thing. It has sockets in there and all from Snap-on. So pretty cool little deal. I've had it forever. But thanks for letting me know that you can hear me. That's cool. Like I said, we're doing a little carburetor work here today. I'm going to pull it apart. I'm going to get the tag off it. And I'm going to head to the auto parts store here in a little while. But I figured I'd go live since my video didn't turn out with my cool little rag here. But it has a little tag on it. So that should probably tell me what it is. Pretty cool, huh? You can see that there. That's cool, huh? I have to get a little gasoline on it to clean it up. We'll get this bad boy all cleaned up and get it down to the auto part and get us a new carburetor kit on it. So basically what we're doing is taking the top of this carburetor part. It's only got 4 bolts to the top here. And when we went to start the car, it leaked. It spewed out gas everywhere. So now we have a leaky carburetor. And now I'm going to have to fix it. Sure, it's gaskets. Pretty sure it's gaskets. So that's what we're doing. That's how we're doing it. So we're just pulling apart. And if you have any questions about this car or this carburetor, this is off a 216 Chevrolet. 1952. Supposedly this car is original. Not supposedly, I'm pretty sure it is. Because it has very, very little miles on it. I got all the paperwork and documentation on that. With my oily hands, I'm not going to show you all that stuff. But, you know, we are just popping her apart. Now, one little thing you can do is a little trick here. Before you start pulling these apart, I've done a million of them, so I feel fairly confident in it. You can take a picture of it with your camera. And I just set all the stuff, kind of how it comes apart, so it'll go back together. Like I know that spring will hold that, so I'll set those that way on my little mat here, and then it should just come apart. Let's see what we look like. Little tappy tap. Ooh, it's got gas coming out of it. Oh, there it is. Gas everywhere. It smells like gas, so it's going to run. I got my little snap-on doohickey here. Go ahead and tap the screen to like it. If you guys are watching, if you have any questions or comments or both, I'd love to hear it. Kind of what we were doing here is I was filming today, and the car's not going to start. And I've had a lot of footage of it, of what I've been doing to get it to run. And the video is about ready to be like 20 hours long, so we're not going to do all that. So I ended it, and then I went live while I pulled the carburetor apart to see kind of what we're dealing with here. See how much junk's in the trunk. And then we just take, and I know that gas is going to be garbage, so I'm not too worried about it as it comes apart. And we'll check the floats, make sure they float. So let's go that way with it. Well, there's a lot of gasoline in here. So that gasket was good. I'm going to have to pour this out. Yeah, that gasket looks good. It's definitely original, though. It's about as original as it comes. Take a bath in the gas. Let's see, real odds and evens. Hey, what's up? What's up? I was doing a video out here today. I've been doing it for the last couple of days actually on how to get this little 216 from the barn to fire. And today I just kind of ran out of footage because it didn't start because I had a giant carburetor leak. So I ended the video, which I'll post here in the next day or two. And then I will go through the carburetor here. Mainly it's just leaking. So I'm just going to pull it apart, go to the auto parts and get some more of what you fixing. So I'm fixing a single barrel carburetor off a 216.5 Chevrolet 1952. Doing some videos out here for my channel, and I got a fuel leak, so really can't finish the video. So I went ahead and ended the video on where we're at, and then I'll do another video down the road. And just went live while I pulled it apart because I have to go to the parts store and get parts. But look, it still has fuel in it. This car hasn't run since like 89 or 90. And it has fuel in it. And it smells like fuel, like good fuel. I went and poured the fuel out. But yeah, I mean, even inside of it, I mean, there's just no junk in it. It's like shocking. Stuff here. I mean, when I mean a little, I mean it's little. Wow. That's crazy. Accelerator pump. Whoop, whoop. Well, they all have an accelerator pump, so that's kind of a stupid thing. But so let's see. Hell no, nice car in the back. Yeah, that's a 52 Chevrolet I rescued. If you go to my channel, you'll see the rescue. I did this thing. It was next to the barn find. I've been sitting there forever. Original owner, 10,000 mile car. Was parked for no other reason other than it's just old. And then I got this thing kind of running. It went, but so I got some spark and I got some fuel and I got all that, and I had a fuel leak running out. So it was pumping out. I just didn't think it had fuel in it. I was squirting it from the top, trying to just get it to to just kind of boop, 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 you know, and then I was going to put fuel and tear all that apart. But this thing had fuel in it, and it's pumping. So, John, when the head shave challenge happening, I feel like it will make your stream go viral. Okay. I'll shave it. I shave it all the time now. So you got it. I love old cars. Yeah, I have the 56 Safari on the other side. I don't know if you can see. You can kind of see the blue part of the 55 Chevy over there. There's my 55. So I got 3 old ones inside, and I have a 60 Chevy truck right outside. So, and that's what we're working on. Sounds cool. You'll get it done. Yeah, I will. I'm going to get it done. In fact, I'm going to head to the auto parts store here in a little while, and or maybe tomorrow. I didn't even look what time it is now. It's almost 4 o'clock. So I got to head there and get me some gaskets and a rebuild kit for it. Well, that is a good. You're not doing an LS thing. LOL. Push rod garage. I didn't say that. Let's not get crazy now. So what I ended up doing here is I do have an LS sitting over here. I have a 5.3. I'm going to have a 6.0, 4L80E, and a 4L60. So I have both combinations. I can do it either one of those. And my plan is now is just see this thing will run. I want to get it running. It's kind of a little challenge. Hasn't run forever. It'd be easy to just yard it out and do it. But I got it broke free. I was within minutes of pulling it out. And I got it to wait a little bit with that apple cider vinegar. That was the ticket. Of all things, apple cider vinegar. Anyways, with the apple cider vinegar, I got it to run. And so I got it to move. Put new plugs, wires, points and condenser look good, and the coil looks good. And I got spark out of it, so I was like, well, I'm not going to mess with all that. So I got it to crank over, put a 12-volt battery to the starter, and I used a 6-volt to run all the ignition stuff, and I jumped with a screwdriver, and it went run, 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 blah, blah, blah. So it had a little bit of a fire, and then I looked down, and I had gas just pouring out of this thing. And then I looked, and I see it pouring out every time I crank it over. That means the fuel pump's working. That means there's fuel in the tank. Holy crap. And there's no junk in it. And it holy smokes. It doesn't smell, don't do that. It doesn't smell varnished. I mean, it's not. Run. I'm in a little bit of a shock, to be honest with you. Because I thought maybe, because I had the air cleaner off and I was squirting the old gasoline down the hole. I was doing the down the hole thing. So I'm just kind of showing me picking this thing apart and doing a carburetor. So yeah, LS is not off the table yet. Let's not get crazy. So, but it's definitely not going to be right now. So I think this is the part that's leaking the bottom of it. Like I said, you can tell it's never been off. Oh, that's not super tight. Supposed to over tighten them anyways on the carburetor. Let's see, William, what's going on, Skeeter? Well, that's good. You're not doing the, okay, we already got that, Mr. Push Rod Garage. Let's see, hello from Ukraine. All right. That's cool. Ukraine, huh? Yeah, I always get kind of giddy when I get people from other countries. For me, it's really cool because, here I'm in the middle of Idaho and you're in Ukraine on YouTube watching me. So I don't know what time it is there. It's 3:52 Pacific Coast time here in the United States. We're on Pacific Coast time here up in the north central part of Idaho. I know it's kind of strange. Half or 3/4 of the state is mountain time, and then us in the upper north is Pacific. And in fact, the county I live in, half the county is in mountain time and half the county is in Pacific time. So it's just kind of strange. So I don't know why that leaked, but it did. So there you go. It leaked. But the gasket looks good. Let me show you. Let me wipe her off here, but yeah. Gasket looks like it's intact. But it was tight. Everything looked good on it. So Maybe it could have been the accelerator pump leaking. Possibly. Who cares? But that's what we're up against. So we'll have to get some carb clean, and we'll clean this bad boy up. And we'll take a look at it and put it back on, because it seems to be good. No cracks. No broken stuff. Wabba, wabba, wabba. Look at that bad boy, huh? No wonder it's 92 horsepower. It ain't much flow. That's unbelievable how small that thing is. Yeah, I'm used to big block Chevys and stroker motors and LS, stuff. And, they got holes that big in them. This thing's got a size of a silver dollar. It's little. So, very small. Pretty interesting, though. So I guess I'll put in that Chem Tool stuff and get it cleaned up. Let's see, are you going to fall for the old bananas in the tailpipe trick? Yeah, probably not. Probably not. Not the bananas in the tailpipe. That's an old Eddie Murphy thing. I haven't heard that in a while. And I think it was probably before that. That's why he said that. But that's kind of funny. Old Eddie Murphy. So, yep. That's how quick it comes apart. Literally 10 minutes. It's virtually all apart. I got to pull out the accelerator pump, when I put a new one in there and that kind of stuff. But other than that, it's pretty much apart. So I just got to figure out how that comes down or out. Oh, it probably comes out. There you go. Well, just a U with another clip. We'll pull that clip off too. Soak this thing and we'll get her all done. And yep, out it comes. Ta-da! Accelerator pump does look good. And it was pumping fluid, so all good. All good. All right, all right, all right. Let's see if we can get that spring out of there. But it's amazing how heavy this thing is. Made from real steel. I mean, this thing's all cast. You can see all the cast iron on it. It's really wild. And these bolts, with the little slotted bolts on there. That's kind of cool. Definitely different. Let's see. You going? Okay. Oh, Ashley. Hey. How was dinner and your weekend? My weekend was amazing. Dinner was good. Let's see. I ended up going to a diaper party. Ever heard of a diaper party? So my whole life I've been the young guy and, done that kind of stuff. And now that I'm a grandfather and got 3 grandkids, and my buddy, he's got his 2 grandkids and 3rd on the way, and daughter's getting married, and she went with all the girls up to a winery and had a little party up there, what do they call that? Baby shower. And so we ended up having the diaper party. So we had to bring diapers. Somebody barbecued. And then my son at Heights Butcher Shop provided all the sausages. They were freaking fighting over them. They were so good. And then we ate an old Akaushi cattle, which is a Japanese cow, Wagyu. I'm telling you, it's on another level. These are just barbecued hamburgers on an old Weber grill. And it's on another level. It's like, everybody there, they weren't just being nice. They were like, there's something different about this stuff. It was just absolutely incredible. So yeah, dinners over the weekends were good. I probably ate too much. I've been on a big diet. I've lost like 35 pounds, and I got on the scale and I was up a couple pounds this weekend. So back on it. No more scrounging and eating everything in sight. So I said 35 pounds down. I got about 35 to go. But I do enjoy myself once in a while. And then how was your weekend there, Ashley? And then hello, bro, from, oh gosh, I don't even know how to pronounce that. Turkaya? Where is that? Where is that? And did I pronounce it right? Probably didn't pronounce it right. But again, we got Ukraine, and then Turkaya. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Never heard of it. I don't know why, but just haven't. I thought I was pretty savvy on everything. I wasted 2 years of my life and now feeling trapped. I wasted 2 years of my life and now I'm feeling trapped and like a loser. I am 17 and not seeing a path. Well, you know what? At 17, I didn't see a path either. All I saw at 17 was drag racing on the weekends and chasing girls and drinking beer and not doing, turkey. So I'm Greek. So are we okay with turkey and Greece? Are they good? I'm an American, but I am of Greek descent. My grandparents come over on a boat. But yeah, real close to there. So as the 2 year 17, not seeing a path, just keep grinding at it. There'll be a path. It'll be an easy path. So at some point, it'll just come in front of you. Let's see. So yes. All right. Glad to hear I pronounced it right. And then Ashley, that sounds like a good weekend. Getting time with the family is always the best weekends I've had. Having a diaper sculpture. My mom and I can make anything out of diapers. And they can still be used. Well, that's pretty cool. Who would have guessed that? So I made something out of diapers. My youngest grandson, who has some disabilities, long story, but he's fine. But he's definitely, I don't want to say a challenge, but he has some physical things. But anyways, he ain't got no physical thing filling a diaper. Because just a little while ago, my wife goes, I'm going to take a shower. You got the kids? Oh, yeah, because they're here right now because of spring break. We take them off. The parents are at work, and we'll take them as we love them here. I come out there to work on the car, and so I'm like, dude, what smells so bad? And then it's like, it's him. He freaking, I don't know what you can make out of that diaper, but it would be kind of crappy. Let me tell you that. Let's see. We hear your quality is good. Yeah, quality is by far the best, and especially whoever said that they don't see a path. I don't know if they're just spamming stuff to get a shout out or they really don't see a path, but at 17, man, you know how long ago 17 was? And when I was 17, I thought 25 was old. In fact, they were talking about a retirement plan where I used to work, and they wanted me to sign the contract, and I was with the head union guy. He happened to be a friend of mine. And he's like, dude, you need to sign that contract. Tell your buddies to sign it. This retirement is unbelievable, blah, blah, blah. And I go, but what about our pay raise? And he goes, yeah, we don't get a pay raise. We get this big, giant contract. And I go, at 50, I'll be crapping in a diaper. That's exactly what I told him. I go, dude, 50? Are you kidding me? I was like 25 at the time. I'm like, at 50, it'd double my life. And man, was I wrong. It went through. So at 53, I was gone. So yeah, it was a pretty smart move. But I told him, I says, I don't want retirement. I want a new jet ski. That's exact words I used with him, and I'll never forget it. Like, dude, I don't want your retirement. I don't care nothing about that. Okay, I'm not doing anything at that age anyways. What do I need the money for? Blah, 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 blah. I want a jet ski now. Because I was going to go buy a new jet ski. That's what I was going to do. I thought we were going to get a big pay raise, and that was going to make the payment. We hear you call it, okay. Bobby's Candy. All right, number one. Have you ever owned a Chevrolet Corvair? I have not owned a Chevrolet Corvair. I've always wanted to own a Chevrolet Corvair. I think they're really cool, and they're very inexpensive. For what reason, I don't know, because I think some of those Spider Corvairs are really, really, really cool. I have worked on a couple of them, because I worked at a dealership and worked on kind of everything. It was a fun car to cruise in. I am in a hot rod magazine with one at Amy. Yeah, no, the Corvairs are cool. I think the Corvairs are really cool with that little pancake six in the back. They came turbocharged. They never had a ton of horsepower, but they weren't very much in weight. They were like cars. They were pretty nimble. So I've been around them a lot. I just personally never owned one, and that's just because it didn't come out. I thought I was going to buy one a few years ago. I found one, and we just didn't make a deal on it. He was a little bit too much sentimental in it, and sentimental's fine. That's sentimental. That guy was sentimental about that car, but he was reasonable on the price. Was he a little bit more than it's worth? Probably about $300. $5,000 is what it was worth, and I paid $300 more. So, yeah, sentimental will cost you sometimes, but this guy was sentimental by thousands, not by hundreds. Fine, ignore me, Yogi. I didn't ignore you. That's the first time I've seen you pop up. I just saw you. I'm not ignoring you. And now I still have 1 year, which is enough, but I am not able to motivate myself. Well, pretty easy to motivate yourself. All you gotta do is put one foot in front of the other. I mean, you have a choice, and it's your choice. You can make it. You can choose to be bad, mad, no future, or choose to be good and everything. And every little roadblock, that doesn't stop you. Never stopped me. I mean, I thought it stopped me at times, like, oh, this sucks. And then something else happened. And once I started looking at life that way, everything went well for me. Did I have death and all that stuff in my families? Everybody does. Everybody's had something bad. Everybody. Whether yours is worse on a bystander scale, maybe. But everybody has whatever's bad to them is bad to them, is the worst to them. So everybody's got it. You know, and I'm not a big Ford said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So all you got to do is do it. And I just don't take no for an answer unless, you know, and if things would come up no, probably for a reason. I moved to something else. And, you know, for me, I just keep grinding. Oh, no, I think your comments are behind. Yeah, they probably are. Look on the screen, cause respect. You doing the thing, keep grinding, and doing what you got to do to entertain the homies. All right, there you go. I hope I'm entertaining. Let me see if I'm way behind. Oh, for some reason it's behind, but I don't know. It's not showing up on my screen here. How you streaming, but too busy yapping to acknowledge folks watching? I think I'm behind is what it is. So I'm definitely not too busy yapping. Oh, I'm busy yapping. But actually, that's what I like to share, all your comments. Let's see. The quickest way to get to me, do something, is tell me I can't do that. Briggs Master in 63. You hit that on the head again. Bang. Briggs Master's always got great advice. You know, that is true. And then the other thing about me yapping is somebody said they didn't see a big future, you know, and I want to make sure if they're here listening to me, at least I reached out to that. So, yeah, I am yapping about that. Sir, want to hear a joke? I'd rather you write it, or you can yell. Yes, I want to hear a joke. He normally does soul. I think he just needs to scroll down. Yeah, I did scroll down there, Ashley. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why it's behind. Tried to get attention, LOL. I don't know. Yeah, and they could be. You know, that one, it could be getting attention. And maybe they need attention. They probably need attention. So I don't have a problem with that. Some people need attention. I'll give it to them. Not a big deal. Why is a hot dog lonely? I don't know why a hot dog is lonely. Jimmy, can you see our comments? Yep. Are you guys hearing me? Because that one just popped up. First one that says, why is the hot dog lonely? Why is the hot dog lonely? And then yours popped up. Is the last one on the screen is, Jimmy, can you see our comments? Is that good? What car you got there behind you looks nice. 52 Chevy, that's what we're working on. So we're working on the carburetor here. Pulling all the carburetor apart. It's kind of a part. I got to head to the parts store, get a rebuild kit for it, put it back together, and get her done. Let's see, let's read this again. Why is the hot dog lonely? I don't know. Why is the hot dog lonely? Because he didn't get the perfect buns. Okay, there you go. And then Aaron, Beta, and then LMR trains, nice, want me a 51 Hornet. Yeah, I know where there's it might be a 51. It might be a 51 Hudson Hornet. I know where one is in Clarkston, Washington. Muddy Banks, dream car. So my dream car, I can tell you what car I like the best. Would be a 56 Nomad. I have a 56 Safari sitting over there. I don't know if you can kind of see it or not, but it's kind of on the other side there. Let me show it to you while we're doing this. 56 Nomad's my favorite car. I do have a 56 Pontiac Safari right there. Basically the same car made by Pontiac. And we are working on this 51. or 51, 52 Chevrolet. I buffed all the paint up on it. I haven't got to the other side yet. We've done that. And then, let's see. There's my 55. That's my pride and joy, my 55 Chevrolet. And there's one of the LS's, and that's the 217. And the tranny's over there for the other LS, and the other one's still in the truck, the 60. So, as Push Rock Garage says, what, no LS? Well, not yet, but it's coming. I just can feel it. I just don't think a 92 horsepower is gonna scratch the itch. I don't know that that's gonna happen. All right, let's see where we're at. Hello, I've been trying to get in contact with you about your vehicle's extended warranty program. Hope you have a great night. Just want to make you laugh. I love when they call me. I always say, I have a 55 Chevy. And they're like, you have anything newer? Yeah, I have a 56 Pontiac. You have anything newer? I have a 60 Chevrolet truck. And about then, they just go click. And I'm like, hello? My favorite car would be a 59 Cadillac. Doug likes the 59 Cadillacs. Actually, I am a 60 Cadillac guy. I think the 59 is too much, but you've picked a winner because 59 Cadillacs are, people just die for them. They're a really, really cool car. But if I had to choose between the Cadillac, I would go with the 60. Just personal preference. But the 59 is cool. That's a great choice. Nice. Great collection, man. Thank you so much, Muddy Banks. So I had a 56 Chevrolet two-door wagon that I sold, and I bought these other cars. I had the 55, but it was done. And so I'm building stuff on the channel, doing videos. That's kind of what I did right now, is doing a video, and I run out of damn carburetor leaked on me. Otherwise, I had it running. So the video will go without the carburetor, or without the car running, but because I had some questions at the end of it that are kind of fun. Old Buicks are pretty good gems too, Ashley says. So Ashley, guess what? I hope my comments are catching up, by the way. But my son, old Flawless Fabrication, who's usually here, he's out working today. Well, works every day. He's not retired like me. He actually owns kind of a car. You might like it. I don't know how much wind we got. It's a little windy out here, but he's parked this piece of junk here. Piece of Buick. But look at that. He has a Buick Super 54. That's his Buick that he's working on. He's done the interior on it. All the floorboards have been done. I don't know if you can see it in there, but he did all the floorboards. They're all solid. He put the kill mat in there. He's put the original upholstery back in it. Yeah, it's coming along. He's got a nail head in it, 322 nail head. Here today. It looks like, look at that cloud right over Grangeville, Idaho. So that big cloud right there, that's where Grangeville, Idaho is. If you see it coming down, hitting the ground, Grangeville, Idaho is getting freaking hammered right now. We're up here on the top of the prairie, so we can look over the valley and see who's getting hit. But yeah, it's getting kind of cold out there. In fact, I am gonna end that problem. So now it's not so cold. Let's see if I can catch up here. Oh, where are we at now? Yep, I'm getting behind here. Hold on. Yep, so there you go, Ashley. There's the Buick. Okay, Briggs Master, they really freaked out when you're telling me you have a 31 Ford Coupe. They really freaked out when you're telling me you have a 31 Ford. I don't have a 31 Ford Coupe. I think you probably have one, but I don't. I don't have a Ford Coupe. I wish you did. My son has a 30 Ford, but they are really okay, so you inspire me, Mike. I picked up a 56. A 56 what? Let's hear about it. I want to hear all about it. And I'm glad I inspired you. Now put it to good use and let's see it. I want to see it. Let's see. Briggs, my granddaughter has a awesome 60 Cadillac convertible. I love the 60s. Let's see. Cadillac convertible. But she's only 14 and I get to drive it because she can't. Well, in Idaho, she can drive it. 14-year-olds can drive here. I don't know that I recommend that, but because I know at 14 how I was. I was actually driving at 14. But yeah, that's cool. So Briggs Master 63, got to drive the wheels off that thing. Classic car guy, what's up? I saw you there for a minute. I had the grandkids. Only could tune into your channel for about 5 minutes, and then you were gone. Come out here. I'm going to be here for a few minutes, and then I got to go back in there with them guys. Let's see here. But hey, what's up? And all these people that's on here, comment and do the thumb, tap that thing, and go to these guys' channels like Classic Car Guy. He's got a great channel. He's got all sorts of sweet cars. He had a freaking 67 Chevelle on there, dude. I didn't even know you had. I was like, really? Really got a 67 SS Chevelle? A red one with 90s wheels on it? See, I pay attention. Let's see. Russia is the best country in the world. I would have no idea if that's true or not. The best country in the world is the United States because that's where I live. And is anything else is better? I don't know because I've never been anywhere else. I've been to Tijuana. So I've been to Tijuana, and that ain't better in America. But yeah, it could be. It could be the best country. I don't know. I have no clue. Do you know why it's better than the United States? Tell us why. He's stuck on Blake's comments from the top. Jim, scroll down, LOL. Robert Williams, hi Jimmy. Hey, what's up, Robert? Glad to see you made it. Let's see, Ashley. Well, I'll need just the comments on his videos and get a banner on his screen, LOL. We all need to just comment on his videos to get a banner on his screen, LOL. Okay. I don't know how that works. So I'm so new at this stuff. I'm learning as I go. I become monetized. I get paid, but it ain't much. Believe me, it ain't much. It won't buy a carburetor kit. So, but it's cool. It was the first goal. My next goal is to get, I want that little play button. That's my next goal. I'm retired. I'm not broke by no means, but I'm not a millionaire by no means. I'm like everybody else. I spend, I do what everybody else does, but I am retired. And so this is just a goal for things for me to do to keep me out in the shop, keep me moving forward. And I love my cars and all my car community and all my car buddies. That's why I do all this. So let me go up here. What you call smoking crack, I call a revolution. Okay. Oh, well, go smoke some more crack then, I guess. I don't know. Not my problem. I am not going to smoke the crack. I keep looping. Campground Wi-Fi is messing up bad, campground. So we have that Elon Musk stuff right here. So my son moved in here temporarily because he sold his house, long story, his house. And they moved and we have a place downstairs. And he moved in there, sharing the shop, doing all that stuff. Well, he's got another place in Lewiston as of yesterday. So he's moving back. And I'm going to lose my shop Wi-Fi because I have Wi-Fi in the shop now with his because he put it here for a couple months, which is cool. 2-door Bel Air. Now you're just showing off. Mike, that's a nice car. I just don't know if it gets much better than a 2-door Bel Air. That's a pretty cool car. I can't wait to see it. Do you have a channel out there we can follow it on? And if not, go to mine and email me pictures or go to my Facebook, Jimmy James Garage, and do that. All that stuff. And if you snail mail, just mail it to me. I want to see pictures of it too. Like I said, I'm interested both ways. I was referring to the extended warranty phone call. LOL. That's true. I'm catching up. That's why I was behind. Russia is the best country in the world again. But why is it the best? Why? Oh, I skipped one. Damn, I don't want to skip Classic Car Guys. So if you don't know, Classic Car Guy was one of the guys that put me over the top to the 1,000. That night we had beers and the whole bit. We slammed them. I even had 2 of them. But he was part of it. And thanks again. I always, appreciate that. I'll always remember that. That was a pretty cool night. Because it was a goal of mine. So Classic Car Guy. I have 2 of them, of course. I have a convertible and a hardtop 67, both SSs. Freaking cool cars. Golly. They're sweet. The sweet car. I don't know if you guys know about 67 Chevelles, but they're really cool. 66 and 7s. It's a neat looking car. It's kind of like a GTO. Classic car guy. America, baby, all day long. That's right, because what do we know different than America? Woody Wood. What up, CCG and everyone? What up, Woody Wood? Woody Wood was there that night I went over the top. Keith Hill. I don't do politics, Russia, car guys only. Exactly. And let's face it, I've seen Russian cars. So 41 Willys. Russian, whatever they call that thing. 56 Nomad. Russian. We win. Winner, winner. I mean, Cadillac. 59 Cadillac. Russian. We win. Let's see. I don't hear any responses since you asked about the sound. I feel so silly now. I guess you heard it. I didn't hear what you said about the Chevrolet Corvair. Oh, so I talked about it. Oh, that's kind of, it just for some reason it went sideways. So I've never owned a Corvair. Thanks for asking again. And if you guys don't hear something I talk about or miss it, or with this internet thing or whatever, ask again like Ashley did, because I don't want to miss it. This is part of why I'm doing it. Never personally owned it, owned one, been in a million of them, worked on a bunch of them, love them to death. Almost bought one about 5 years ago, just didn't work out. The guy was sentimental, and his sentimental price was way more than it was really worth. I just think they're cool. I don't think they get the respect they should get. But the Volkswagens do, and they're kind of along the same lines. They're cool. I mean, they're really cool. So yes, I love the Corvair. I think the Corvair is cool. And then Sky says, no one asked, bro. And then Sky, hate from India. Okay, I don't know what they asked, but somebody said Russia was the best country in the world. So somebody did ask. And so somebody asked, bro. Let's see, classic car guy. Woo! Ashley, refresh that's what I had to do to get back up to speed on the video. So refresh if you have to get up to speed. I guess I'm up to speed. I hope I'm up to speed. Let's see, Muddy Banks. Would you ever get a C107? So you must, C107 Benz. They're really easy to work on and have a 4.5 V8. So I only had one experience with Mercedes. And it was, I can't remember what it was, but it slipped my mind. I mean, I knew what it was at one point, but it's kind of slipped my mind. My buddy has one, and he asked me about this whole car thing. We were talking about a Nova for his daughter. And he said, you ever been in a Mercedes-Benz? I says, I don't think I have. I know we worked on an old diesel one. I was at the dealership. I had a used one come in, and I got it running and fiddle-farted with it, and it was kind of a pain. But no, I just really hadn't been around one. He goes, oh, I got one, and let's get it for a ride. And holy smokes, it freaking got it. It definitely run hard. It was a good running car. And a lot of people know who this guy is, but I'm going to leave his name unmentioned. He's a TV guy, and he's a friend of mine. And so I just don't want to throw that out there because I don't know how he feels about that stuff. So he's an amazing, amazing person. Great guy. Great guy. Let's see. I'm a car mechanic for European cars, but barely know much more than basics from U.S. cars, except Mopars. Keith Hill, Corvair, first car, 12 years old. That's cool. Corvairs are cool. There's no doubt about it. They're just cool, and they don't go for big bucks. If somebody wants to get in the car hobby, go get a Corvair. You want to get a neat car, and you can get convertibles and hardtops, and they got that big open back window in the late 60s. They're a cool ride. So I think American cars are a lot more basic than some of the foreign stuff. Working at three dealerships, you get to work on a lot of things, a lot of trade-ins, come in and you get them running, and whether they go to the auction or they go on the lot, we always went over them. So you get a little vast in some of the cars. I did work at a Mopar dealership, a Dodge dealership for a while. I only worked there 3 months, actually. It was kind of a disagreement between me and the other owner of the GM dealership, and I went over and then back. Just one of those kind of things, But they were fine. They Dodge. I mean, you got nuts and bolts, and once you learn some of the quirks, they're about the same. So would I ever own one Muddy Banks? Yeah, I probably would. I'm not a hater of really any cars. I'm probably not a big FORD guy, but again, I just appreciate people having cars. If it come down to those, I'd probably have one of those too. I had one and it really soured me, and I bought one back in 1990, and it was biggest piece of junk I ever owned in my life. And I was working at a dealership and thought that was probably a better car, and it definitely was not. Let's see here. Williams, it's a Corvette engines can be built to push out crazy power, kind of like a Volkswagen. The first experience I had with a Volkswagen, I was at Sacramento Raceway with my dad, and a friend of ours, in fact, really close at one point. All of us were together. My dad was, into drag racing and all that. We went down and watched the Top Fuel dragster. Went and actually waxed the Top Fuel dragster, and we're in the pits with him. This is kind of before, all the street outlaw stuff. We get out there, and we got to sit in the car where they towed it back from each run, and just hang out for the day, for the weekend. And the first time I ever saw a Volkswagen was just as a kid, and we were getting ready to run the Top Fuel car, and we walked over, and we're standing there, and they lined the cars up, and the Volkswagens are going, and that thing went bop, and I mean the wheels jerked off the ground, and it was gone, and I was like, holy crap. Those things get it. So in 1980, before I even had my driver's license, I knew that a Volkswagen would embarrass you. You could probably catch them up on top, but down low, 60 foot, good luck with that. Let's see. My first car was a 62 Chevy 2 Nova 400 at 12. Woody Wood. My brother had a 63 Nova SS car we picked up. And he didn't have his license, and we rebuilt it. I drove it into school for a long time. And mine was a 71 Nova. I was kind of known to have a Nova. And I've had quite a few of them, actually. Let's see. Where are we at? Did I miss anybody? If I missed you, let me know. Where are we at here? So, Quentin, appreciate how you just said only mechanics know the real differences of bolts and screws. I gotta go, but wisdom will be with you. Oh, that's, I don't even know what you'd call that. That's kind of a bolt screw. I mean, it's really a bolt because it has bolt threads on it, but it's got like an old screw head on it. It's crazy. These 52s have just slotted screws on it. Awesome. It's different. But, my little snap-on screwdriver takes it off either way. Let's see. My first was a 93 Buick LeSabre. So I worked from 85 to 90 in the dealership, at a GM dealership, Buick, Pontiac, GMC trucks. And I've worked on so many freaking Buicks, you would not imagine how many Buicks we used to sell. And most of the time we just did oil changes on them and just minor tune-ups or just some small stuff, trading them in, smogging them, putting them on the lot. So yeah, I'm very familiar with those cars, really familiar. Even the 93, I was gone by then, but it was still around. Robert Williams, my first car was a 68 Camaro at 12 years old. Well, can't beat that. Nothing like a Camaro. I've had many myself. It's been a while since I've had a Camaro. I'm trying to think. I don't know when I've had an old Camaro. I worked on a Camaro not too long ago, a 69 Camaro a buddy of mine's had since you may know him. Since he was like 15, the old Z28 69. We put a 302 in it and pulled the old small block out of it. Let's see, 68 Camaro, that's cool. I wish it was a classic, LOL. Yeah, it's still cool. My buddy Chris, I don't know if he's on here right now, but his kid's driving a Buick. He just turned 16 2 days ago. And he loves that car. It's comfortable, it's cool. It's old enough that it's kind of old for him, So figure my 71 Nova I bought in 1981 or 2-ish. It was only 10, 11 years old, and it just seemed so old at the time. Chris Fisher, Jimmy. Hey, Chris, what's up? Let's see here. Volkswagen, my talk. So I have a lot of buddies that are into Volkswagens. I'm kind of the odd man out with some of my buddies. Marvin, who's always on here, and a good friend of mine. I've known Marvin for 40 years. Marvin's a big Volkswagen guy. If you look at my channel, you'll see his double cab. If you are a Volkswagen guy, go to my channel, check out his double cab because it's freaking badass. There's not one better. I mean, honestly, go look at it. You'll see. It is just, you'll see me walking by it and it's like flat as a piece of glass. It's unbelievable. Runs great, looks great. Just a cool car. Chris Fisher, I love shoebox Chevys. Yep, well, I would have to agree because there's one right there. But I like the Pontiac Safari. I like the Nomad. Have you raced your cars? Oh yeah, a lot. This one here runs high 11s. It's got a 60-foot time of 1.6. It runs 112 miles an hour ish. So it's always a little different, that car. The car hooks really well. It just kind of runs out on top. It's not super powerful. It's powerful enough, but it really hooks hard and really revs quick with the roller cam and the heads. It's not an LS. It's a 383 old school small block, but it gets it. I'll tell you what, in 60 foot, it's Volkswagen fast. I always say it's Volkswagen fast. It really, really gets it on, but it kind of lays over on top. It's got 411s, so there's some reason why. But with that 4500 stall and those Mickey Thompsons and that 4.9-inch, man, and it just gets it. It is fun to drive on the street. It embarrasses a lot of people just throttling it because it leaps out. It's gone. Would I like it to run a little faster? Who wouldn't? Everybody wants faster. But yes, been on a drag strip a lot. Let's see here. I'm getting behind. I got a 63 SS now. Woody Wood. All right, 63 SS. I'll show you something. So a guy did a picture for me. Guy worked for me. I had a company, and he worked for us, and it was kind of quiet in there that day. Let me move this vintage gas can. Let me show you here. So right here on the wall, I don't know if it comes up, but there's the old Nova. It's kind of on the other side of all the trophies there, but I don't know if you can see it there, but there it is. With the blower hanging out the hood. Let's see, can you see it there better? That's probably a better picture of it. He did a great job on that little cartoon because I had a little Nova. That was my 64. And he drew it to the post, but it was a hardtop car. That's the first thing I said. I said, bro, the car's right there, and he gave me a post. It's a hardtop. And he's like, oh. So, yeah, it's a cool car. My first car was a 56 210 post. Mike Sue. Does it get any cooler than that? So I looked everywhere for a 55 through 57 Chevy when I was that age, when I was a young kid. And I actually have a video about the one that got away. It looks just like that one. And quick story, we pull up. Guy says, I'm firm. We drove the car. It was his mom's car. It was the same exact color, 55, two-door, just like that. And my dad goes, you take it, the guy wants $1,000, and which $1,000, and it was a lot of money for that car. And my dad goes, take 800, and the guy just closed the garage door and walked off. He was in the garage, and he was just, the door closed, and he went inside, and we left. And I told my dad, I go, we got the money. Whoa. And he's like, nope, not dealing with that guy, and off he went. But if you go look at the video, it explains that whole story. It's kind of cool. And that's why that car is kind of special to me. So my first drag car strip, Orange County, California, to see a little red wagon. Yep, that little red wagon, that's pretty famous deal. I don't know if a lot of people know about that anymore. You know, these old, the glass slipper and the little red wagon and all those old cars are, kind of a thing of the past. O2 Jetta was my first car. That's cool. My mom used to have a Volkswagen Rabbit when I was a kid, like 76 Volkswagen Rabbit. It was orange. It had a big stripe on the side. It said little hair racer, a little rabbit on it. It was a cool little car. We used to load rocks in it and do everything. She did everything in that car. Classic car guy Fisher. Got a 64 Bug. I guess that doesn't get much cooler than that. I'd love to see it. Classic. I'd like to get an old Volvo wagon someday. So my neighbor growing up across the street had a Volvo wagon. They had a Mustang, a 64 Mustang. They had like a 65 or 6 Volkswagen. And then they had a Volvo wagon. And they also had a Datsun truck right across the street. And they had them forever. That's what they had. There's an old gray, silver gray one, you know, and it was cool looking at the time. Even at the time, it was cool looking. I don't know what happens to those cars because you don't see them anymore. And they were popular in the 70s. They were everywhere. Let's see, 64 Bug. Yep, 64 Bug. It's been sitting a long time. I will throw up a short of it. 64 Volkswagen Bug has a 1600 dual port. Oh, that's cool. I remember the dual ports were a big thing. You know, everybody, when I was a kid, they always had the dual port motors talking about them. Oh, that's a cool picture. It is a cool picture. He just hand drew it. We were out doing our thing, and we come back to the store, and like I said, it was quiet in there, and he goes, "Hey, I drew something for you," and handed it to me, and I was like, "Dude, that is freaking awesome. That was really cool. That was really cool." Tulu. What's up, Tulu? Tulu, again, was part of that getting me over the 1,000. We were talking about that earlier with old CCG and everybody and Woody Wood and the whole bit, everybody. I can't list them all. There's a whole group of you guys, and I'll forever be grateful. Classic to me, COE. So my buddy has the, I would say it's the baddest COE on the planet. I don't think there's a better one. It's 49 COE on bags, LS in the bed, laying on the ground, cowhide interior, just as trick as it can be. And he's won. In fact, I don't know if you noticed it when you were showing that video, that picture of that handwritten thing, but he's got it in a magazine up there. It was a cover of a newspaper that they did cruising. I don't know what the name of the newspaper is, but it's out of Virginia City. Won a Hog Dogs Nights Award with that truck. He's won Rogers Toyota, big show and shine, 400 cars there. He won the truck deal at Lewiston last year. He's won everywhere he's gone, just about. I know there's been a couple he hasn't, but usually they're super shiny cars. $1 million cars that are not kind of what he is, but he wins everything, and deservedly so. Him and a couple buddies built that truck. He's done more work and more scrutinizing and more design than you could ever imagine, and it's all done by local type guys, and it's awesome. It's awesome truck. It's a pride. Well, I'm way behind. Tulu, hey Tulu, Chris. What the hell's going on here? Nothing, just hanging out. Classic. Woody. Okay, so I caught up. Here we go. Keith Hill. My first drag race in my 73 4-speed CUDA. Hoped to beat a Camaro or a Mustang. VW Bug pulled up and laughed at it. Beat it the worst ever. Not so funny, I know. A little Volkswagen. It's like, oh no. I actually raced a guy in a Honda. I think the last time I was out there, and lined up the line, and the guy had this freaking slicked out, sound like bees. It was, doing this big old burnout, and I'm like, oh no, I can't lose to a Honda. I can't lose to a Honda Accord. And it was a gutted car, and I thought, I ain't gonna lose to him. I'm gonna beat him no matter what. At least I'm gonna beat him halfway down. That thing, that second yellow light turned orange, and I went, boom, I hit it on purpose. I red lighted, and I'm good at lights. That's one thing I am good at. I'm not good at everything, but I'm good at drag racing and good at cutting light. And I hit it so hard by a million. I was a minute early. You time it on a calendar. But I left, and I wasn't going to let him beat me. No matter what happened, red light or not, at the end of the track, I was going to be ahead. Well, I get down there, and I outrun the frickin' dude. I red lighted. My dad goes, "What'd you red light for?" I go, "Because I wasn't going to let him beat me." And he's like, "But you red lighted like way ahead of him." I go, "Okay." He didn't beat me. He goes, "He wouldn't have beat you anyways." He ran like a 1250 or 80 or something like that. And I run like a 1210 or 12 flat or somewhere in there. I mean, I beat him by substantial amount. It wasn't going to be a close race. All I had to do was run my race. But I was so worried about getting beat by a Honda. And I've owned Hondas. So where are we at? Let me catch up here. Sorry about from behind. The big mess. My first was 57 Chevy 4-door station wagon with a 396 and a 4-speed. That's a cool car. I bet you burned the living crap out of those tires. Manifolds or headers. So I am officially a manifold guy, even though I don't own manifolds anymore. I had headers on my 56 wagon that I sold, and all I did was screw with the gaskets. And the bolts falling out, and drama. And I went to 2.5 inch, and I ported them out, threw them on there, never touched it after that. But if you're going to put it on a dyno or drag strip, like F55, it's got the big super comp headers on it. I mean, there's no comparison. But if you're just going to street drive it, manifolds. Don't forget to thumbs up the stream. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, thank you. You still got me wondering, Ashley, you know, of what you said the last time you were on our live. There's some fast Hondas out there. Yes, there is, and I wasn't going to get beat by one. Hey, I may be born at night, but not last night. Yeah, and I saw him doing that freaking chattering the wheel thing, and I'm like, nah, I'm not going to take a chance. Because at the end of the day, when they come up and they say something to you, like, hey, I was at the other end first. Yeah, but what? I was at the other end first. I thought we were racing, and then you just walk away. And they always know in the back of their head, and it always kind of eats at people when you do that. But and we're just a tune night, you know, a test and tune night. It wasn't like we were racing for bracket and for points and all that. So, let's see. Yeah, Manifold Army. Yeah, you know, the manifolds work good for me. Yeah, Robert Williams. Yeah, Ashley, come on. He was here. She left us hanging. But yeah, they for the manifolds, I die grinded mine up, opened them up pretty good, cleaned all the burrs out of them, blended all the areas out of them. I put a 2.5 into a 3, and I run the 2.5 a little longer so we can get any reverberation. I'm not a back pressure to me is terrible. I run Black Widow mufflers, and they're straight through shot. They're the Race Venoms, and it sounded wicked. In fact, it didn't sound any different than it did with headers. It sounded no different, and it wasn't as hot in the car. I don't know why, but I really like the Honda Del Sol. They're cool little cars, yeah. We had fun times. That thing would just take a nap at the stoplights. It cried oil as well, but it was fun. And interior was like a 98 Subaru Legacy. Subarus, we talked about the Subarus already. I love them little brats with the rear seats. Yeah, so I think every car is kind of cool. A lot of it's just the memories of what you have with these cars, you know. That's the big thing. And good, my name, LOL. Ashley McCollum, okay. So hold on here. Okay, I screenshotted it so I can go look up later because it was killing me. My wife was in there watching my bride, and she's like, hey, did you catch that? I said, oh, I caught it. She's like, who is that? I'm like, I don't know. So they last really good. Piece on my life was when I was in the pickle camper. Okay. Well, very good. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Now, if I remember right, you were the Subaru brat. You were looking for one, right, Ashley? Right? I'm not sure if the documentary is still on Hulu, but it is still on ABC's website. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I've done a little TV stuff over the years. I haven't done much lately. I can't remember the last time I was actually on TV, but I had a company and we went on and did a couple episodes. My wife's been on a few times more, and I did a bunch of commercials for home shows, things like that. But yeah, I've been on a few times. And we did, I'll tell you what we did. It's right behind and people used to ask me, do you know them? Yeah, we know them. And they're great, great people. We really like them a lot. But let's see if I can find it. There we go. I even got a little sign where we did it on TLC. So there we are. There we be, right there. You can see how long ago it was. Their youngest son was a little kid. So, and I had actually dark hair then. You know, it was a while ago, but it was a fun experience. We really enjoyed it. Yeah, you know, not everybody gets to do something like that, and it was fun to go film and watch how they film it. You know, this is just a podunk little reality, not podunk. It was a cool reality show. Very good reality show. It was fun to do. We became friends with them over the years, and they're awesome, awesome people. I really, really like them. So let's see here. Bossy OSHA. Got a 92 Camaro with a 383 in it and headers. Gave me a huge problem. So I have a question. You just have OSHA after you. Are you part of OSHA? Because I'm a violator. Bad. bad. Me and OSHA, I don't quite do the OSHA thing, which I probably should. I'm not bashing on OSHA, believe me. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying I usually go against their recommendations. It's kind of funny you have it on there. There's got to be something to it. Let's see. Not sure the documentation. Okay, we got that. Yeah, the Brat. Yep, the Brat. That's cool. Yeah, the Brat's cool. I know a lot of people that had them. They're really cool. I think that back seat just kind of makes them. Oh my goodness, that's another reason why people know me, because of OSHA. Nah, not really OSHA, just trying to freak people out. That's even better. You know, people do that on their Wi-Fi, you know, FBI investigator or something like that, or surveillance. They put it on their Wi-Fi, and then people go look at it and they say, FBI surveillance, what the hell is that? OSHA, that's awesome. Woody Wood, LOL, OSHA violator. Oh, I'm an OSHA violator. No doubt. Now I'm telling it publicly. I think a lot of us are OSHA violators. That just happens. I try not to do OSHA violations. Every year I get in age, the less OSHA violations I do, because usually that adds up to me getting hurt. And I'm just not into getting hurt. Hey, I'm going to turn on a video on this car, and it's going to have a question on it. I'm not going to spoil it now. You got to go to it when it comes up. Well, it's kind of spoiled. It's going to have a name. What's the name of the car? Basically what I'm going to ask. So we're going to take the names. We're going to see how many different ones I get and put them up for vote, and that's where we're going to call that car. All my cars have names. I got Bluey over there, and the Nautomad was the wagon I just sold. And then now this needs a name. So we got the cattle truck outside because they called it the cattle truck, and it's going to be a beer truck. We're going to have taps on the side of it. LOL's typos and cooking bacon for cheeseburgers and soups. So we had some bacon this morning. We had actually pork belly. Oh, goodness, that's another reason why people know me, because of OSHA. Okay, I got that. Let's see. OSHA, LOL, OSHA violator. Got that. Nah, not really. Okay, just trying to freak people. Got that. Need more gearheads on this chat. Mike, you're right. More gearheads. Mike Sue. So let's hear more about what you got gearhead-wise. I started the chat because I was doing this carburetor. So if you're wanting to know, that's what a carburetor looks like from a 1952 Chevrolet. So it's got dual floats in it. That float looks like it might not float. This one right here, it's kind of dirty, but it might float. We'll pull it out and see. But yeah, it just goes in like so. Maybe, hopefully. Yeah, there it goes. Like something like that, maybe. Or was it this way? There we go. Oopsie. So it was leaking out. It looked like it was leaking out the bottom here real bad. So I'll make sure this is nice and flat. The gasket looks good on it. The floats look great. There's almost nothing in the bottom of it. Just a little bit of discoloration, but there's no junk. It's amazing how there's just no junk in this thing. I don't see any cracks or anything where it'd be leaking. You know, it's not, it just was leaking. I'm pretty sure it's leaking out that gasket, which is kind of weird, but it was holding fuel. I had to dump it out, but I'm gonna have to go get a kit for it. I don't know where there's that tag. So it's got a little tag on it. I'm gonna have to clean that tag up. So. Let's see, can you be my grandpa and give me a car? I cannot, because I have 3 grandchildren and my oldest granddaughter has already asked for them all. So, and she's in charge. And she, you know, Holly Carburetor, Edelbrock Carburetor. So I don't know. No, I don't. This is probably some kind of Rochester or something. I don't see what it is. Let's see here. It just has a number. It says B2. I don't see any names or anything on it, but I haven't cleaned it yet. So, you know, it doesn't have a name of what it is. I'd probably Google it and figure it out. But yeah, I don't know. But it looks good. Looks like it'll rebuild just fine. So there's got to be a name. Maybe when I clean it, it'll pop up. Probably Rochester. I think Rochester made these carburetors, but not positive. Is there any upgrades you want to do to that aren't stock, or do you leave them how they are, or just bring them back to life? So this one here will probably end up with an LS, which would be out of like a Chevrolet truck or Camaro, Corvette motor, fuel injected, overdrive transmission, but leave it all stock on the outside. I've done everything from bone stock all the way to full-blown race car stuff. I've done everything in between. This was going to get an LS. Right from the gate, going to put an LS in it. And I started looking at it and realized it had 10,000 miles and realized how original this car was. And I went, God, I want to get it running. I just want to get it running. I want to drive it down the road. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm going to get it running. And then if it's cool, I'm going to keep it like that. If it doesn't sing to me and make me like, oh, I love this 3 on the tree, and then I'm putting an LS in it. That's just how it's going to roll. And then the Safari is definitely I'm never saying definitely, but most likely going to get the LS. Going to get the 6.0. Let's see. Can you show us the wagon again? I want to show my BF. Yep, absolutely. So you can also see my other wagon I sold, which is really cool. And that's what this is going to look like when it's all said and done. But let's see here. There's the wagon. Ooh, got some lights on. So all of the chrome is in the back of it. The seat folds down, and then let me flip this around. So here we go. So there we go. There's the interior of it, and I got the bars of soap, keep any mice out of it. We don't have mice problems here, but we're not gonna. But this is all the bumpers are here, and all the chrome trim. Mainly a lot of it's for up under in the roof. But that's the car. And then I'll get back a little bit. But it has the same roof line as the Nomad. And then this is my 55 Chevrolet. 2-door post car. 210 Del Rey. And it's dirty. It needs to be cleaned. Bad. But it's got a small block in it. Aluminum headed stroker motor. We're talking about headers. It's got the headers. It's got them super comps, some big boys, all coated. You know, it's got electric water pump and aluminum heads, and it's a runner. It's an 11-second car that drives out to the drag strip. Some people will tell you, oh, that's not fast. Okay. I mean, it's not an LS. It's not a turbocharged, but for a naturally aspirated car that you drive out there with good paint on it. I ran a lot of them. It's got a 275/60 in the rear, Mickey Thompson. In the fenders, doesn't rub anywhere. And then, you know, the interiors. Let's get the interior. Let's see what the interior looks like. And that's the inside of it. There she be. That's what it is. And it's completely done on the inside. Yeah, it's a neat car. Door panels are all done with the chrome trim. All blue. Blue. I really love the color of that. You know, I'm a green kind of guy. Now, see, this is the difference here. So I have not done this side yet. This side has not been buffed up. I have not touched it. And this is what this side looked like. So I've done this side. In fact, I should be buffing up paint right now. This gives you a great idea of what it's going to look like. If I can get this camera to cooperate. There we go. But that's what it's going to look like on this side. It shines up pretty good, huh? Pretty neat deal. And then this is at that, you know, 6-cylinder in it. Car guys, here for car guys. Did you know that these are vents that are wide open to atmosphere? There's little notches in these valve covers. Look at that. That to me is cool. I've never worked on one of these cars before. But you can see it right there. It's open. Open. That's all factory. You know, with the draft tube, and it brings the air down to the top. And I might understand how it works, but it's got an oil filter on it. But open. That's just is slick, really slick. How are we looking on charge? Oh, we're looking good. We're all charged back up for me grinding on it. So, but that's what we got there. Let's see what else we have here. Catch up. I was too busy showing cars. Okay. Robert Williams, Ashley, is it car related? You're killing us. Let's see here. Ashley, what do you mean? Oh. Not knowing Ashley, that's all. I know Erin Brockovich. Okay. I kind of figured that's where it was going to go. She's a great woman. Some compare me and the family to her, still in ongoing battle with chemicals. I had to learn chemical reaction, also had to learn, I think I saw that. I know I saw that documentary. Gotcha, Ashley. But you have to follow OSHA. Yeah. Yeah, OSHA didn't help there, did they? How do you feel about doors? Oh, more doors. How do you feel about more doors? Yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm going to say it. I'm not a fan. I've seen a couple of them that I really like. But if I have a choice of a two-door or a crew cab is what I call them, I would choose the crew cabs. But the four doors have become extremely popular. I think because of all the my truck's a four door, so I think because of all the vehicles have become four doors anymore is probably why. And Mike, what do you think about four doors? Let's see. I have done over 200 interviews, articles, and so on. Normal life now. Just hard adjusting to not having a home due to the chemicals. Yeah, I bet. I feel bad for it. My heart goes out to you. I really do. But, somebody was on here earlier looking for, they said they don't know which way their life is going to go. And obviously, you know which way yours is going. Yours is going forward. You're grinding right through it. And I commend you for having to deal with all that and do it. So, forget things. That's good. Let's forget about. Let's talk about your Subaru Brat. Let's see here. Trucks, cooking. My grandpa had a car like that, but it was red, and that's trucks, cooking, etc. Keith Hill, name it, gone in 62 seconds. Well, of course it's Eleanor at Keith Hill. Let's see here. I think I'm caught up finally. All right. I'm glad I finally caught up. Good. Make sure you guys do that tap, like, and subscribe and all that good stuff. I appreciate that. I really do. It helps with the watch hours, helps with my channel. And, hey, this is kind of cool, too. So my cousin was the president of Verizon Wireless, and he had tickets. And we took the kids to all the Raider games at in the plaza level in the booth every year after year. And we took a bunch of pictures of them. And it was fun times. So we enjoyed that. That's kind of a cool little memory we have. I put it right here on my wall. And just different. So I thought that was cool. A lot of people don't get to do that. We were pretty fortunate with that. And then once he stopped being the president and he become like whatever he become next, we had to go back to the cheap seats. It was hard. It was a tough transition, let me tell you. FD, gay car. Okay. Well, I don't understand what that means. I thought the cars are non-binary. Are those real whitewash? I had my time from painting wheels for friends. Are those real whitewash? You mean, are they real white walls on the tires? They are. So we put those on ourselves. If you go to our channel, you'll see we did a video of us putting the tires on. I bought a tire machine so we can do all that, a hand tire machine. FD, we are cool vibes and cool rides here. Everyone likes their thing. That's right. There you go. There you go. I like that. Are they gay cars? What would that be? I don't even know what that would be. I know they're getting little clickbait. My son always says, don't answer them people. When they say stupid stuff like that. The color is kind of gay. Red would be better. Then green? Green, gay. Oh, okay. If you say so, we'll go with that. If red is better, then I got a red truck out there. Would that count? I don't know. It's just your opinion. So, okay. If you say so, FD. Again, like my son says, he goes, don't engage. But it is kind of fun to engage a little bit. I mean, you got to engage a little bit, right? But okay. So it must be the color. Only the cool kids like the green ones. So that's all I know. Don't ever disrespect me looking like a retired philosopher you heard. Okay, don't disrespect me looking like a retired philosopher you heard. Oh, okay. Any good meets coming up this summer? So we do. So we have a couple of them. So we have Cool April Nights coming up in Redding, California, Northern California. It's kind of the first one of the year, a big one. I think they allow 2,800 cars, somewhere like that. It's a 10-day event. They do it weekend to weekend. They have show and shines every single day, and usually a couple of them. And then it ends at the Civic Center. Well, Friday night's the cruise night. They shut it all down. I don't know if you're familiar with Redding. In Northern California, they're right off I-5. They shut all the streets down, and they have cruise night if you have a cruise pass. And then everybody cruises, and then at 8 o'clock, they open the streets up to everybody, and there's like 50,000 people, they say. It's something crazy. They're all on the streets, lined up as far as the eye can see in this whole big loop. And it kind of started back when they shut down cruising. That's how this thing started. They're like, well, let's do a cruise night. And it turned into this big 4-year event, whatever it is. And so that's kind of the beginning of it. Then we're going to most likely go to Pismo Beach. Pismo Beach has a really cool car show. I really want to take that car to Pismo. If not, I'll take the blue one. Would like to take that. That's what my goal is, get that running one way or another before Pismo. And I'm not going to drive it from here. We're going to throw it on a trailer and go down there, and we'll drive it around there. Pismo's a fun town. We go to the bar. We have our little Airbnb. We have the same group of people we've been doing it for years with. It's just a lot of fun. We really enjoyed that show. And then we got Hot Ice Nights. And then local stuff. We have Hot Ice Nights Lewiston. And then we have, the one I like is in Winchester, Idaho. It's a little small car show. But then there's a ton of them. But that's the three big ones. And Reno, we always do it. In fact, I won a trophy 2 years ago in Reno. It was kind of I've kind of peaked after that because that was something I really, really wanted. So red cars always remind me of Ferraris. That's why a cool car color. Fair enough. Red's for resale red or ticket red. Let's see. John, Lord, I pray for James, Marie, Ethan, Sophia, Daniel, Oliver, Michael, Emma, Joshua. Okay. Bless them strength and peace and okay. Their steps and fill their hearts with hope. Amen. All right, John. Sounds good. I don't know who they are, but I'm sure that you had to put that out there for a reason, and I hope your prayers are answered. Scrolling through lives and had to stop. I noticed I had about the same cars. I have a 55 and the same color, a 52 hardtop. Okay, that's cool. And you have a cool cars. Thank you, Slim. Go to my channel. I got them all on my channel. That's what I do with this channel. Working on a carburetor today off this 52. The goal is get it running. Kind of a quick story. Sold my wagon, my 56 wagon. That's kind of everybody knew it around everywhere. To fund all this because I had the 55 and the wagon. They're both done. So I bought the Pontiac Safari and I bought this 52 Chevy and I got the 60 Chevy out there that I'm doing projects on. And I turned the carburetor apart. Turn on the live, wanted to see another thing. Last week I tested something else. This week I'm checking to see if I can do it without microphones. It seems to work, so I'm just playing around with it. Oh, that's kind of tight. Need to get a kit for it, so I'm kind of at a standstill till I go to the store, which it's 5 o'clock, so they're not going to be open. My dear car priest. All right. Sounds good. Robert Williams, Harry's Bar, brother. Harry's Bar, Harry's Bar, Harry's Bar. Yes, Harry's Bar, Pismo Beach. That's right. You threw me off there for a minute. So, yeah, we always go to Harry's. In fact, I got a hat from Harry's. So obviously you've been to Pismo. Pismo's cool. Yeah, what he's talking about, if you don't know, there's a famous bar, it's called Harry's. And it's packed, and there's people everywhere there. And with the car show, they do the cruise on Friday there in Pismo. And they're lined up all the streets, and Harry's is packed. And it's just a fun time. Dudes with lowriders jumping the cars, and old people like me cruising low, and hot rodders with the freaking gassers coming down the street. It's just a fun time. And the beach is right there. Everybody seems to be laid back. Pismo is cool. That little chin of yours, adorable, perfect, like it was sculpted by angels just to make hearts melt. Okay, I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you. Appreciate that. I need a shave though. I got kind of long here, so it's supposed to be like that. My stomping grounds. So you're from Pismo or SLO or whatever they call that. San Luis Obispo. Yeah, it's a cool place. Cool place. For some reason, I thought Robert Williams was from Visalia. But I guess that's close. All that valley's kind of connected together. Harris Ranch and all that. And of course, that's the bumpiest road on earth, I-5 right through there. It's terrible. We lost a fender coming back last year off a trailer. So it broke the fender. It was so rough on this truck. In fact, I can't believe it didn't come off and hit me because I was following him. And I had my car in the back, my trailer, and he had his on his, and he has an aluminum trailer. And the fender broke the weld on a newer trailer. And it was just so god-awful rough. It was terrible. But hopefully they can fix that I-5. It's horrific how bad it is, how bad that road is. All right, any other car questions here? They said we're working on a carburetor, but we're at a standstill, kind of stuck till I go get a kit. But I don't see any real problems. Even this is nice and machined. You can see how well it's machined, actually. Let's see here. Look at the machining on it. They did things at a different level back then. They truly did. Yeah, it might have been leaking right there. Yeah, I'm gonna go with it leaking right there. But why would it leak? Unless the float's stuck. I'm thinking the floats don't float. So I'm about to pull those off and see if they float. Let's see. Subscribe. Can't wait to hear it fire up. So that's kind of what, yes, I said we ran sand drags. Every year, 70s and 80s, or mid-engine sand rail. That's cool. My dad was 2387cc alcohol. That's freaking cool. Sand drags are cool. I remember sand drags as a kid. We'd go all the time. I used to love the sand drags. They hit it, whoa, big old roosters. Really cool. So, yeah, and this carburetor, the other thing you want to do when you just kind of a tip, just when you grab these carburetors, this shaft should be tight. And this one is perfectly tight. Another indicator that it's a 10,000 mile car because there is no wear on it. Zero wear. Even like the stop is not worn. This little area where it takes that's not worn. There's no wear in this thing. The butterflies where it hits inside there are not worn at all. I'll get them a little better. Here. I mean, look how it's not worn. There's just zero wear in it. So if it had 110,000 miles, this thing would be wore out. Just another reason why it only has 10,000 mile car. I have documentation says it's 9,600, and then the speedometer says 10 on it now. And everything I look at, original seat not broke down, original paint not touched, carburetor is not worn out at all. Never been apart. All the wear portions of it are not worn. Just a low mileage car. So kind of get back to that one comment was, hey, you subscribe. And by the way, I didn't think I said it. I know I didn't say it. Thank you so much for the subscription. I really appreciate that. I can't thank you enough for that, actually. But that video I just did on my fancy little camera here, on my little DJI. So I filmed a whole series on getting this thing running. Well, it's getting kind of long. I got to get a video posted, so I ended it with fuel running out of it. I'm going to do another video with it running. I'm going to try to post the next couple of days, piece it all together. And that was the goal. I wanted to get running. But on that video also, I'm going to ask a question about what we should name this thing. Some motor trend questions. I always like to keep people involved and engaged. So tell me what we should name that car. And then I'm going to put it down later and we're going to take a vote on it. Let's see. Did you ever get the engine in the 52 broke loose? I've been busy lately and I didn't know whether it was freed up yet. 1,000,000% got it broke loose. Okay, quick story on it. For you that don't know, couldn't get this engine broke loose. Took everybody's advice. My buddy Donnie, I don't know if Donnie's watching or not, but Donnie is a, I don't know what Donnie would be. He would be like those guys on, that they go to different places and they buy stuff and resell them, antique kind of guy. And he restores little things and he's always got an eye and knowledge. He's not even a car guy for the most part. I mean, he had hot rod, he had an IROC, and he had an old Toyota truck, and he's had hot rod stuff, but he's not, I wouldn't put it as a car guy. Not a mechanic by any means. So I told him, I says, dude, I cannot get the cylinders freed up on this. And I know you free up stuff all the time. Little electric motors. He's mid-century modern guy, big time. Very knowledgeable. He says, just put straight apple cider vinegar down that thing. Okay. Apple cider vinegar? He goes, apple cider vinegar, not the other, apple cider vinegar. So I put apple cider vinegar down. A couple days later, I got underneath it and was wiggling it. I take, around on the flex plate there, and I was taking the big pry bar and just kind of moving it, and they go to the other side and just kind of push and just kind of push. And I got on that passenger side and it went, and it moved a little bit. And I went, huh, I think it moved. I go to the other side and it moved back. I was like, uh-oh. And then and then all of a sudden, boom, it went free. So apple cider vinegar, drained it all out of there, got it turned over. I was inches from pulling it. In fact, when I pulled that inspection cover off that clutch area, if it wasn't moved, it was coming out. 1,000,000%, I was done with it. I've been working on it for 2 weeks, trying to get it with every kind of mystery magic mixture that everybody suggested, and apple cider vinegar is the one that did it. Now, did the other ones help? Probably. I mean, who knows? One fluid's heavier than others and whatever, but that's what got it going. And I did, like I said, left it in there for a few days, and it broke it free. Got it cranked over. Me being a dummy, I pulled all the wires off because they were all broken and nasty. I didn't really see where the firing order was. Kind of figured out, looked top dead center today. Put all the new sparkle wires, put new plugs in it. It's got compression. I didn't put a gauge on it. I just did it real quick with the screwdriver and hit my thumb on it. Like, oh, good enough for me. Because if it runs, it runs. Down the road, will I put a gauge on it and check everyone, put a little oil in it? Yeah, once I get it running, I'll check all the compression and all that. So today it went boom, boom, and it went to spark a little bit. I put 12 volts on the starter and 6 volts the rest of the system, and it started pumping fuel out of this carburetor. This thing was full of fuel from who knows when, and it's squirting out. So it's pumping fuel. So the fuel pump works. It had gas in it, and it's not varnished up. Look at it. The gas didn't even smell like varnish. It smelled like gasoline. It would gag you. I mean, it's just like gas. Maybe because it's so old, they didn't have all the crap in it back in the late 80s. Beyond me. I think the float maybe broke. I'm going to have to get a bowl out here and see if it'll float, because I think that's the only thing that was causing it to overflow. Excuse me. So the accelerator pump looks good. Everything on this thing looks trick. So yes, Briggs, got it broke free. Had a couple pops out of it today. We're on the road. Good evening from Watsonville, Missouri. What's up? 2020 223 DMR. What's up? What's up? And then thumbs up, Briggs. Yeah, it broke free. Yay, we're on our way. Now I'll leave the brakes. So once I get the carburetor done the next day or two, I'll put it on there. I'll do some more videos on it, which I'll post later. And we will see, and I'll kind of piece it all together. So I'm going to post this other video because I ended it because of the leaky carburetor, and I've got to get a video up. So that will be posted. And then, yeah, apple cider vinegar. Who would have guessed? Put that in your little bag of tricks. I subbed yesterday. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope you enjoyed the videos. Make sure you like and subscribe. And then also, I ask everybody that subscribes, comment. I would love to hear what you got. If you have a channel, put that on there. If you have a question, put that on there. If you have a complaint, if you have a comment, whatever, I'm good with it all. So I'd love to hear from you, and I really, really appreciate the subscription. I like the interaction of this. I think it's cool. Ashley, 30 likes. Give it a thumbs up. Yep, hit the thing right there. Give it a thumbs. It only shows 28 on mine, so I might be behind from you guys. I wonder how far behind I am, because we've said it earlier on when it seemed like I was behind everybody, and I'm the one doing the live, so it should be right on for me, but who knows? Yep, so if you're on there right now, do the tap the screen. I was watching Classic and saw you in the live video. Cool. Good deal. I'm glad that's what you saw me on. So that's why I do these lives. It kind of catches everybody. And then if you're into cars and you're into what I do, perfect. And if you're not, just swipe on by. I mean, I'm not pressuring anybody I want interaction. And I want a variety of people. Like Ashley's on here she caught my eye with the Subaru Brat thing. She's like, heard of a Subaru Brat? Oh, yes, I have. It's a far cry from a 52 Chevy. But nonetheless, it's cool. And it makes my day go by, it makes fun stuff. Classic Car Guy, CCG, yep, exactly. I follow him. He's the one that put me over the 1,000 to get monetized. So he was part of that. Woody Wood and Tulu, and there's about 10 of them. Briggs Master 63 has been a big part of it. So yeah, there's a lot of guys. Yeah, that's really cool. So yeah, I'm gonna clean this little bad boy up, put some chem tool in it, get this thing all working good. It'll be down a few days, getting all the junk cleaned off it, and this carburetor should run like a champ. And again, thanks for the subscription. Appreciate it. Name her Survivor. There you go, Survivor. That's a good one. So make sure you comment on that so we can get it as on there and get votes on them. So that's what I'm going to do, is get a vote on it. And then I'll just call it that and say it was named on YouTube. How cool would that be? What did you get for the S56 wagon? I got $30,000. And the only thing I wish I'd have done is kept the rack. I wish I'd have kept that rack. Because the rack was cool, and I don't think it would have cost the sale of it. But I ended up buying a new rack, so because I love these racks. And let me show you. So I went on local eBay. It didn't take me long. I got more racks. So, I might put it on this car to start with, like so, because it goes around on the gutter. And this is a cool one too. It has these clips. My other rack didn't have those, and it also has these attachments to put on the crossbars that you can tighten down stuff. I got 7 of those also. And I was kind of butthurt when I counted them live on one of these lives, because I only had 7. I thought it was 8. I went back to the listings. It did not say it had 7, but it did show only 7. So that's kind of on me. I just assumed they're 8, but you know what you do when you assume. I should have actually counted them. Not that it would have stopped me. So yes, I am happy with it. I'll leave him a positive review on there. Everything was right. I wish you would have said 7 in the description. I'm not going to shave hairs like that. I should have counted them. So I counted the racks. I assumed it'd be 8. I don't know why I assumed it'd be 8. I mean, 8's kind of overkill. So let's see. What did you get? Okay, I got 30,000, Mike Sue. If you go 4-barrel carb, my 88 Lincoln town car, what would be the best fuel pump? Probably the Holly, and put a regulator on it. Holly sells a good couple of pumps. They're fairly quiet. I would actually probably call Holly and ask them which is their quietest pump, And that's what I would do. And I definitely put a fuel regulator. 1,000,000% put a fuel regulator. And I have a video about fuel regulators on my channel. And it talks all about fuel regulators. Put a fuel regulator on it. Why would you not manage a fuel going in there and just guessing? Put a little gauge, put the regulator on it, put the pump down by the tank, as close to the tank as possible on that pump. And then I would call it hauling and ask them, what's their quietness. Slim says, Beatrice, that's a good one. Again, when you see the video, go like on that because I'm going to forget these on the live. And I can't see the comments on the live. I don't know how to do it. If anybody out there knows how to do that, to go back and look at the comments, that'd be awesome. Beatrice, that's pretty good. Let's see here, 23 DMR, why is that? I missed his comment, that's what it is. I want to get away from fuel injection. So, man, I'm getting clogged up here. I've been talking too much. Okay, so I'll give you a great example why. My dad's Nomad. We put an LS in his Nomad. He did not like the looks of fuel injection. He's had carburetors his whole life. They're pretty simple. I mean, float, pump, squirt. Pretty simple. Plus, they look cool. Fuel injection is ugly. I mean, we talked about this on a live before. It's the ugly motors. So an LS, you can hide the coils. You can put an MSD box on it. You can hide that too. And you can paint the valve covers. And you could polish the heads because they're all aluminum. You could put an intake manifold on, a carburetor and air cleaner. And most people will go, what in the hell is that? They don't know. We did it to my dad's Nomad. It is freaking cool. He didn't want to hide the coils. We just put up red ones. He bought the MSD red ones. And we threw the red ones on there. And we painted the motor. It's a 5.3 cast iron. We painted the cast iron aluminum. I took my buffing wheel. I buffed them heads up like chrome with the aluminum intake on it, the aluminum water pump. The whole thing is silver underneath there. And it's got these big red valve covers and red coils over it all with this nice big chrome air cleaner. And we've got the Durashine Edelbrock. It runs perfect because it's still electronically controlled ignition. The timing's right on. It's got a little dial. You take your little snap-on screwdriver and you go, doo, doo, doo. It's set. You can actually hook them up to there's a couple companies that make them. The MSD is pretty much set. There's another company that makes it. You can actually hook it up to a dedicated laptop and do your own tune on it. But simple, old school, and it's got the new modern full roller cathedral heads, great compression, don't wear out. I mean, they have all the advantages, and you can make them look cool. That's why you go carburetor. Plus, old school makes it just old school. Can't beat the carb. Easy to fix on the side of the road, or bolt another one on and keep going. Isn't that a fact there, Slim? I mean, they're simple. They're simple. Everything I have is carbureted. So I have two injected motors here. I have a 5.3 and a 6.0. And I'm fighting not putting a carburetor on it because it's a little bit more money to go carburetor on it. Sounds like somebody's here. A little more money to go carburetor on it, but that's cool. I gotta look. I think something pulled up. Uh-oh. It's UPS. What could we possibly have? Could it be my tire? Because those tires are discontinued. I bought them 3 weeks ago. They're discontinued. They're not even on Amazon anymore. So I had to buy another tire, different size. It's one size smaller. So it's going to go on the trunk as a spare. Go figure. Unbelievable. But the same company makes it. It'll look the same. It's just one little size smaller. It's not a big deal, but it can't run on the car. Let's see here. MSD box is number one enhancement for any engine, period. I got an MSD box on the 55 over there. I didn't notice a big difference, but put it on. I heard it a million times. I put it on. It runs good. It didn't run much different than the HEI. So, in fact, didn't run any different ETs or anything like that. Do I have a problem with it? Nope. But the MSD on the LS, that thing runs really good. Runs really good. I haven't seen anybody do it with the old computers that way and then run a carburetor. I know they do it, but I've never seen that. I've only seen people do the MSD boxes. And then, and I've had a lot of MSD boxes. I'm just not, I don't know if I'm a hater or a lover of them. I'm just neutral on them. I just never seen like, oh my gosh. But most people talk really highly of them. Let's see. I like the sound too, but I'm going to put headers and an X-pipe, Borla exhaust, just a cruiser. I want to do an old school hot rod Ridge Runner vibe. That's cool. I like that idea. You know, rum runner, Ridge Runner type thing. That's cool. Yeah, my last one had an H-pipe. This one's got the X over here. This has electric cutouts, though. You hit it, hit the button, and it just comes right out. Real loud. That's those 2-chamber flow masters on it. It's really loud. I have a Coyote motor, but I gave it to my brother-in-law. Yeah, a buddy of mine has a Coyote motor in a truck. Really cool. Really, really sweet. You don't see them as much. See a lot of LSs, but you don't see many Coyotes. Have you seen a distributor convert? Yeah, I have. For the LS, has one less than, oh, I didn't know it was less than $500. Last time I checked, they were like $800. So Woody Wood at Summit, huh? Have you seen the distributor LS? Summit has one for less than $500. Okay, I'm gonna have to go look at it because that's a great way to do it. So early on when I did another motor before, I was gonna do the HEI type thing on the front of the motor. I was gonna do that. It was a little expensive. And I looked the other day briefly and it was kind of up there. So I didn't check Summit. I'm gonna have to look at Summit and see where we're at. Let's see. So I will look. Thanks for the lead. Multi-discharge spark works. Summit just came out with their brand. Oh, so if it's a Summit brand, it's going to be a lot less money and it'll probably work just the same. So that's good to know. So I will have to go check that out. Yeah, I've heard the multi-discharge spark stuff. And like I said, all I got is experience of drag racing. Never seen a difference. So, you know, in ETs or quarter mile times, I know I've seen little tests on dynos. Early on, they didn't make any more power, but I guess they do a little bit now. You can really dial them in. I know that. But like I said, I'm not really a hater. I just don't personally never had. I mean, I have one, so I didn't see any difference. I know either. So, and the car runs the same with the drag. So that's kind of my thought on it, or just, you know, my experience. I said, I'm not debating it. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying my experience of it. But that's cool that they have them at Summit. So I'm going to have to do that for sure. For sure. All right. Well, I am going to have to wrap this up. We're getting down to, been on here a long time. Make sure everybody that's on there, there's a bunch of people on there. Hit the tap, hit the like. So we go way up. Let's see if we can get it to over 30 or so. Again, thank you, Keith Hill, Woody Wood, CCG, Tulu, all you guys. You know who you are. And then Ashley, thanks again for stopping by. I'll talk with Jim. Have a great evening. Slim, thank you, Slim. Appreciate it. Again, do the like, subscribe, go to my channel, go all the stuff. Leave comments. Let's leave those comments of those names. Ashley, I think you said Beatrice. I'm trying to remember that. So bye, everybody. Peace out. See ya.